You're that person that wants to choose to do things the way you want to because you have your own vision. Let's change our lens on how we look at humans. Let's pretend that a person's body is basically a portal for energy from a different reality. Follow me on this. And that energy coming into our body is filtered through our character or how we choose to use it. Now, let's look at people as livestock and programmable. So if you take a person that is an energy portal from a different reality, but you want to harness that energy in specific areas, you learn how to program the filter that presents that energy into the world. Now we have the brain and we have the mind. What is the difference between those two? The brain is the three-dimensional object in the skull, and the mind is the part that you can't touch, but it exists. Basically, you have an energy body, and it's part of the energy body. It's the mind. And then you have those two combined. Well, you get instructions from the mind to the brain on how to control the arms, the legs, the words, and all the things, or the sounds coming out of this producer of energy or portal of energy, bringing it in. So you say, okay, I want this whole herd of people to work on this specific task that I want because it takes more energy than I can possibly produce in 1,000 lifetimes. But if I can collect the energy from 1,000 of these people for one lifetime, then I can accomplish far more than I could have ever done on my own. So there's two ways to go about that. One way is to start reaching people with the vision of here is the bigger picture of if we all come together and exert our energy towards this is what we will accomplish. And then there's the other version of telling people and programming them that this is the only thing you are allowed to do, and you must do these things. And all these people that are forced to do or expend their energy in a certain manner are moving towards this bigger vision. But they are being forced and manipulated. And in doing that, you can do it without them even knowing by programming the mind or the character to believe that that is the only thing that they are able or allowed to do. And then, like I said, you have the other way of just convincing them naturally. And you're going to get better results that way. But either way, you're wanting to control their energy to an outcome that's greater than the sum of them individually working on something. But where does it tie into or step into the arena of free will? The choice of how I expend my energy, or the fact that people don't even know the fact that they have a lifetime of energy to expend, and it is their choice on how they expend it. And then when you dig deeper onto the belief, the programming of the mind to believe that there is only one purpose to drive towards, which is many people are driving towards that, and that it's their environment was carefully sculpted to hone their energy into a certain direction that they wouldn't have chosen on their own. But they believe that they are not able to make other choices. So it's circumventing free will and like really deep manipulation. But when you remove those caps or those barriers that have been programmed into the mind or the real or the record that creates the personality, then basically you're allowing any record that you want to put on there to play and present yourself in the way you want to be presented. And that's expending your energy in the way that you choose. And let's say it's to the betterment of humanity and to help people and to be a good point in reality to access for encouragement. And you choose to do that with your energy. Well, let's say you're that person that wants to choose to do things the way you want to because you have your own vision, but you were put into the manipulation system to get 10 or 15,000 people working on one specific project without them knowing that they had been carefully tricked into harnessing their energy into that direction. So if there is one person that is in there that has changed the way they want to expend their energy, this system is designed not to allow that because it needs to not have to moderate every single person to get them all doing the same thing. I'm going to take this back a step. So in previous videos, I've talked about how you have your personality, which is like a figure eight loop that's going through your mind that your energy coming up through your spine is either reading from or recording on. And if you look at this, this is a way of harnessing your energy to present in a specific way. So if your whole life is from, let's say, from 0 to 12, all of your programming is external coming in. Act this way, do this, think this, believe this, and that's programming the character reel. And then when it's repeated over and over and then validated of like, this is how you have to be, and if you try to deviate from that programming, then it'll be invalidated. So then the mind, in its way it's set up to defend itself for safety, is going to stay within the barriers that get validated. And by barriers is the way that your energy is being programmed to present in the world. So you take that and you're like, how do I reprogram this reel not to play what has been programmed to play, to present the energy the way you want it presented? And a great way to look at this is if you have a film projector on the wall and the light going through is the energy, your life energy, and you put a reel on there that someone told you to play. And it's a movie you don't even care to watch. But then, let's take this analogy a little further. Let's say each person has one little square of a big image that goes up on a wall. And each person's little square goes up there with their own projector. Well, what happens when all of a sudden one of the little projectors pulls off the reel that it was told to play and puts on its own reel? It's like, starts telling, hey, everybody, look, you can do your own thing. Well, you're going to have the movie projector or the person that works up there try to go down to that room to find out what's going on, why that projector is not playing what it was programmed to play. But in reality, that's what's happening to us. Like, our projectors are programmed to have a certain reel playing, and when we choose to conduct ourselves in a different way than the way we were programmed, there are checks and balances programmed into society to try to beat that or scare that projector back into projecting what it was programmed or demanded to play. But let's say on that reel or your projector, you only have 80 years of energy, and that's it. So are you going to sit there and project what you were forced and tricked to project? Or are you going to actually project that what you were meant to project in the world? Anyway, that's just thought about energy and how we present in the world, and how character is basically the cookie cutter or mold or whatever you want to call it that will change and shift how we present our energy in the world. And if you want to go in more depth, I will go in more depth on absolute proof that basically but we are energy that is being presented into a three-dimensional body. Because I know nobody can actually define what life is, but we're being operated by it, and it holds us together. But when it's not there, and what is life? It's energy. Okay, I hope this makes sense. I hope you like this, and I will talk to you later. The end.